When you've just seen Marilyn Manson as a white supremacist and a crippled man get dragged down the street by a motorcycle, you know you've been watching Sons of Anarchy. Welcome to Anarchy Afterward. Tonight on the show, we're going to be talking live with Kurt Sutter, Charlie Hunnam, and later Katie Seagal. So strap in, everybody. This is going to be fun. Welcome, I'm Chris Frangiola, and we are live on FX. We're going to be talking about what just happened on that crazy episode of Sons of Anarchy with the cast and creator. And thankfully, unlike Sons of Anarchy, there's very little chance of anyone dying at the end of this show. Maybe. We want to give you, the viewer, the chance to voice your opinion and ask us questions. So give us a shout at 855-736-SONS. You can also post your comments and or questions on the SOA Facebook page. Tweet us at Sons of Anarchy, hashtag Anarchy Afterward, hashtag that. We want this to trend, all that fun stuff. We'll be here throughout the season, and tonight we are joined by Anarchy architect Kurt Sutter, Anarchy actor Charlie Hunnam, and later we'll be talking to the always lovely Katie Seagal. Thank you for coming, guys. This is live TV.
Glad to be here. Glad to be an architect.
This is it. This is the end. You're an architect.
I'm an architect.
You're now an architect.
It's fantastic.
This is the end of the road, and
yes.
Season 7, the final ride. How are you feeling?
My ass is a little sore, but
is it? Yeah. Well, that was last season.
Oh, yeah,
your
that's
ass was
right.
sore. Yeah. This season, you're not doing Otto this season.
I'm not. No.
Yeah. Do you miss that? Do you miss the acting? Not acting?
No. I mean, I missed the character as a writer because it was fun. But I always thought it was a good idea till I got in the makeup chair.
Yeah, right. And you just put him through hell.
Yeah.
Every episode, it was a tongue off or some.
Some other appendage.
What torture could you put him through next?
I know. I ran out of
stuff. Make him watch Kate Hudson movies or something. That'd probably. That'd be awful. That's worse than biting your tongue off.
Will you? Do you think you're gonna write yourself a role in the next show?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay, good.
I am the only one who will hire me as an actor, so I have to continue to do that.
Speaking of that, hiring crazy people as actors, Marilyn Manson, great scene in the beginning of this. You're in a dark, dark place right now, Jax. I mean, it opens with him carving a swastika into another inmate. I mean, where's your head at? Where's Jax's head at?
I had a really interesting notion about this, and I talked to Kurt before we started shooting just to make sure I wasn't way off the mark, but I felt that this central conflict that Jax has been going through and trying to negotiate since the beginning of the show, of trying to balance his outlaw life and his home, soulful, righteous life, and being, his aspiration to be a good man. I felt as though in the wake of losing Tara, who was always his moral compass, that there was a sense of liberation from this idea of trying to be taking the righteous path, and that too much had been taken away from him. And I feel like when somebody loses something, then it's a natural reaction to try to pull the other things that are important to you or her or him closer to to the warmth of the breast. And so it felt to me as though it was him pulling everybody in the club close to him, and his immediate family being his mom and 2 children, and everybody else better look out. But I think that was the central thing in my mind, was just this idea that he was going to liberate himself from the notion of having to do the right thing anymore.
Now, is there a point where you think maybe, and Kurt, you can answer as well, that Jax is too dark beyond redemption? Will there be something that or do you think he can redeem himself from what we've I
don't think he's concerned about redemption at this point. I think that's what Charlie said is really accurate. I love the idea that when you go against nature, so when you're in this outlaw life and you're living on the fringe and you live by these set of rules that are inherently violent and anti-establishment, by the very nature of it, can you really go legit? Can you really do the right thing? And that, one could argue that his desire to do that, going against nature, is what caused the tragedy that happened. Right. And my sense is that yes, the thing that happened with Tara has set Jax off, and I talked about it a lot. It's so much fun to write this season, to have a Jax that's, you know, more proactive than we've ever seen him. He's not, you know, in the beginning of the season, he's not Hamlet. It's not to be or not to be, or, you know, it's really, this is my job, this is what I need to do, and you know, you could argue that if it wasn't Tara, wouldn't there just be something else that ultimately tripped that switch and forced him to have that same reaction, you know?
Right.
And I love, you know, the whole irony with the mythology is that ultimately that's the exact same thing that happened to JT.
Right.
You know, he
Right.
tried to go against nature, he tried to change it, and all that tragedy befell him as a result of that.
And I love the what you've done this year with bringing Abel in and the perpetuation of that cycle,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think that if there's going to be a moment of epiphany or a eureka moment that Jax realizes that this trajectory that he's taken is the wrong path, I feel it'll be the realization of this life that he's by him staying close to it is perpetuating onto his children.
Right. Because this is for the fans and this show is so fan crazy, we're going to take a fan question right now. Charlie, you up for that?
Great, let's do it.
This is a Facebook question from Chelsea Home. At any point during the filming of these last 6 seasons, did you ever find yourself caught off guard by your reaction to a particular scene or episode? If so, what scene or episode were you caught off guard by?
I think one of the amazing experiences of doing a TV show is the volume of work that you do with your co-stars and the depth of feeling that comes with that. You know, genuine feeling for the actor playing the character. And what I've found is, you know, Kurt really pushes us. You know, he never shies away from going to the darkest place or the most emotional place. And that requires a lot of stamina and ability to be able to bring these things to life. And what I found happily is in some of these really big situations, whether it be the death of Opie or the death of Tara, where you read a description on the page and it says Jax walks into the room and sees the love of his life brutally lying on the floor being brutally murdered. One thinks, how am I going to show up and play that? I mean, how can I do the scope of this moment in his life justice? And what I found more often than not in those moments of the last couple of years is actually I love these people so much and this world has become so real to me that it actually requires very little acting. It's just about being honest and in the moment and accessing these true feelings
Now,
that I have.
As an actor, how much do you know, like, from Kurt? Do you get the entire season beforehand? Like, do you know that you're going to have to deal with some of these emotions, or do you take it episode by episode?
Well, Kurt and I have developed a tradition before we start shooting the show every year of getting together and, you know, just having a bit of a catch-up personally. And then Kurt, once he's worked with the writers for a while, will download me in the general arc of the season. So that I always know. And then the big things coming up, Kurt usually will give me a heads up.
Right.
But this being the last season and because there are so many significant things happening, I think that dialogue has been a little bit more frequent than it has been in the past.
Yeah, you know, it's, you know, as if what I know what some of the big mile markers are, like obviously last season with Tara, you know, there was conversations prior to
Hold
that.
that thought, Kurt.
Okay.
We're going to go to break. We're going to come back. We'll pick it up right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay, stay tuned, Anrchy Afterward. Coming up, we have more with Kurt and Charlie. Then later, we'll be joined by Gemma Teller herself, Katie Segal. Stay tuned for that and more when Anrchy Afterward continues. Welcome back to Anrchy Afterward. I'm Chris Frangiola, still joined by Kurt Sutter and Charlie Hunnam. Don't forget, we want to hear from you fans, so please call us at 855-726-SONS or post your comments at the SOA Facebook page. Tweet us at Sons of Anarchy. Get your voice heard on the air. We want all that stuff to trend and things like that. Since this is the last season of SOA, people are lining up to say goodbye, even people who used to be on the show. Donna Logue, who played former U.S. Marshal and full-time weirdo Lee Torek, has a new show coming on Fox called Gotham. Here's Donald and the Gotham cast with their very own special SOA message. Take a look.
So, to Kurt Sutter, Donologue here in New York, and I'm with my new family, Gotham. I'll never forget my experience with Sons of Anarchy. It was perhaps the most thrilling experience of my career, and being asked to join the cast of Sons of Anarchy is kind of like being asked to join the Rolling Stones for a year on tour. So we wanted to say to you, to all the SOA people, as you embark on your 7th and final amazing season, and we, the Gotham family, embark on our first, we wanted to say to Kurt and to Katie,
Kevin Boone, DL and Ryan,
Charlie and Tommy, Maggie and Theo,
Ron and Dayton,
Trey and Danny, Michael and Rockman, Jenny and Radio.
yeah, we wanted to say, and to Paris and to Charles and to everybody, Peter Weller, the whole gang, thank you so much. We love you.
We're back.
That's
What do you think of
awesome.
that? There you go.
That's
one of your.
fantastic.
Very
you ever
sweet.
now you think, why did I kill him? You killed him as Otto.
I loved Donald. I tried to get him on the show for 2 or 3 seasons, and we couldn't work it out with scheduling. And he's just a good boy and a great actor.
Now, what's it
and,
like to hear a guy like that who's been in the business for such a long time say Sons of Anarchy was probably one of the highlights of his career?
He has to say that.
Yeah,
because he
that's-
owes me money.
Oh, is that
but
true?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No, it's it's what do you expect?
Right.
It's awesome.
But it's great.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah.
done a lot of work, and
He's
to
yeah.
have something you've written be his favorite thing is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
You know.
And no, that's great, and I'm really sweet.
Speaking of people being crazy about you guys, we're going to take a phone call from somebody, and these are always iffy, Charlie. So bear with us.
As soon as you said it, I started getting
This is Robert from Iowa. Robert, what's your question?
Hey guys, huge fan here. I'm just really excited that you guys are back on, but my whole question is, why is this the last season? Like, I feel like you haven't been on long enough to like end your season like this. Like, what's going on?
Thanks, Robert.
Here's what I would say. I said this on the red carpet. We were on the red carpet for the premiere, and somebody asked me that question, and I looked across the street, and there were thousands of fans, right? And I said, I want to go out with that, not some half-drunk guy in an SOA hat going,
Right.
you know? So that's you go out on top, man.
Yeah, you really have gone out on top. I mean, it was that thing on Saturday was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very
It was
cool.
great, and it's you had the whole this episode had the whorehouse and sexy women everywhere. Yet the only ass we saw in the entire episode was Juice's.
That's in his contract.
Is that right? Yeah, because I mean, honestly, not a bad ass, but
It's a cute ass. I'll go there.
Yeah.
And several other people do too.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And all those people. How much, Charlie, do you miss Tara?
Segue, dude.
No, let me just say this is live.
Theo's ass.
Hold on.
You missed
This
Tara.
is. I said it's live. They're in my ear, and they said, "Tara, Theo's ass, Tara." So there you go.
we
Segue
go.
is sometimes on this live shit doesn't work.
I miss her enormously. I mean, she was my partner on that show. I have such a great relationship with all those guys, but it's kind of like wrangling a group of wild animals, working with
Right.
them. And when I had those scenes with Tara, it was often just her and I, and it almost felt like a different show. We shot on set. It was cool. Normally we're out sweating and in the bright sunshine and the dust and the mud, and it was always my reprieve from the brutal reality of making
Yes.
the show, you
Yes.
know. And she's wonderful, but she is alive and well in this show in my heart. I mean, I think about her maybe more than I ever have.
Yeah.
In any given day of shooting the show. So I think that although she's not there physically on screen, I think you'll feel her presence in an
Right.
enormous
Oh,
amount.
W, you felt it in the first episode.
Yeah.
Earlier, before we went on air, you guys were talking about this table, and this is actually not the real table, but Charlie was asking you what you would take away from the show. If you had to take away one thing, you said at the table, maybe somewhere bigger than your
Yeah.
living room,
Yeah,
like a Smithsonian or something. But what would you take away?
You know, I got a cut when we shot the pilot. An SOA cut, and the flash on it says "boss."
Yeah.
And I love that. And I don't wear it around the house.
Yeah.
You know.
You will
you
now.
don't.
You will now. Katie, come on.
Yeah.
Does he wear it around the house?
And that's all I wear. And and slippers.
Charlie, anything you're taking away?
You know, I obviously the cut. Kurt has made a tradition of whenever one of the main cast members die from the
Right.
club, that he makes a beautiful gift of the cut in a nice glass frame and everything. So I would love that. And you know, if the boss feels like giving me one of the bikes, I'd take that too.
What about the white sneakers? The white sneakers that people, everywhere I go, people comment on those white sneakers.
I know. I catch so much flack for that, and all I can say is, in Southern California,
I agree.
where the show is set, it is the
perfect.
It is the standard
Yeah.
for bikers to wear white sneaks.
Rest of the country, they're nursing shoes, but here in it's perfect. Yeah.
Sure.
No, it really does. They nailed it. I know the costume girl, and she does a great job.
You nailed the costume girl?
I
What
didn't
did you
nail
say?
her. No, you know, I'm not ruling it out. But no, I haven't. All right, Charlie. All right, it's live.
I'm
Kurt.
sorry.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
All right, Charlie. Thanks so much for being with us.
My
good luck with the
pleasure.
rest of
Thank
the
you for
season.
having me.
We really appreciate you being here. I know you don't do a lot of this stuff, and you're great at it. Do more of it. Go on all the shows.
Thank you.
I'm sure the people are better than me, like the the Kimmels and the Fallons. Kurt, you're going to stay here for a little bit.
I am.
Charlie's got to go.
Okay,
You got a
sure.
big day tomorrow. Thank you
big
so
day.
much. I know this has been you're fantastic on this show. It's great to have you.
Oh, thank you very
Charlie.
much. My
We
pleasure.
appreciate it. Curtis, and we'll be back. We're going to talk to Katie Segal when we come back about Gemma's mental breakdown, and we're going to have a special look at the SOA premiere that we just talked about. You don't want to miss that. All that and more when Anarchy Afterward continues.
I'm gonna help Jax launch it, and if it works out, I'll run it.
In front of the camera?
No, producer. I'm tired of squats and waxing.
Me too. I'm thinking of bronzing my clit, turning it into a necklace.
Welcome back to Anarchy Afterward. That vivid bit of dialogue was courtesy of none other than Katie Segal. And Katie is here. Thank you, Katie, for joining us.
Memorable lines, yes.
And,
Hi.
I won't tell you what Kurt suggested while we were at break, but it didn't happen. So, but we got something just as good with that dialogue. I don't think that's a bad idea, bronze clits.
Oh,
you know,
really?
that's something you can, Urban Outfitters maybe sell that.
I'm thinking wrap gift.
Yeah, it's a rock gift. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
I love to be on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, it really is. The dialogue that your husband gives you is
Yes.
just amazing.
It is really, but not being facetious.
No, I'm not being
Yes.
facetious. No. It's the best dialogue on television.
It is.
It's the best show on television, and we all know that. And that's why all these people are here and doing this. And thank you for coming by. I know you had a big day today. So let's get right to questions. You want to take fan questions?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go. And I agree with this. You have possibly the hardest role on the show, making your character sympathetic. That's done the absolute worst thing. There's a lot of villains on this show. What do you do to make Gemma human, especially this season? I mean,
You know, it's really in the writing. You know, I think that over the arc of the whole series, you know, you've seen enough of what we love about a person. You know, her motives are all in the right place. You know, she's loyal, she's dedicated. She'll go to the wall for you. She's just. She's all the good things. I just think that her ways and means are a little bit
in this
extreme.
episode, she says to Juice, I'm a psychopath.
She says, I'm not a psychopath.
I'm not a psychopath. Yeah. Do you believe that?
Do I believe that, or does Gemma
believe that?
I think Gemma really has compartmentalized and justified what happened in a rageful moment. It was not premeditated. I think that she has looked at her circumstances somewhat realistically and realized if something happens to me, everybody's really screwed. So that is how she has justified it. I think that she, you know, a psychopath might not recognize that they had done what they'd done.
Right.
She knows what happened.
Yeah.
She's not, you know, it's not completely beyond her what went on. So that's
Yeah.
what she means.
Right. Let's take a call. You want to take a call, Katie?
Sure.
We're taking
Let's
a call.
take a call.
We're taking a call from James from
Hi,
my
James.
hometown
Don't
of
yell
Long
at me,
Island,
James.
from Long Island, New York. Yeah, James, be nice. James, go ahead.
How you doing, guys? Big fan. I have a question for both of them. Just wondering, how does the cast deal with losing a big character? Like, for example, Opie.
How do you feel about that?
How do they feel about it? I think, I mean, obviously, as Charlie said, everyone becomes, you know, we're like one big dysfunctional family, and there's a tremendous amount of camaraderie and love, and so beyond, you know, the mythology piece of it, of losing that character, it's the emotional idea of not being able to work with that person again, you know.
Right.
And it was incredibly emotional. You know, Ryan is such a big-hearted guy and such an emotional dude, and I mean, that was a brutal ending, and not just the way it happened on screen, but for all the actors involved. You know, it was really difficult, and I think you know, so things like that happen a great deal. Same thing with Maggie. You know,
Right.
You know, people have created this bond and become very close.
Right.
So, and it's always, you know, it's, for me, it's difficult creatively. You know, you come to love all these characters like your kids, and you know, having to say goodbye to them is always difficult, because you love their voice, you love the interaction, and when they're gone, you lose a piece of that. You know.
Yeah. Is there ever somebody that you've gotten rid of that you wish you hadn't? Like seasons later, you'd be like, oh, I wish I had them here to say that particular thing or do that particular thing?
I don't think so. I think ultimately, you know, for me, the show, I mean, obviously I have a sense of where it's going and know what the mile markers are, but, and not to sound hokey, but it's you know, it's really a living organism. So when things like that happen, you know, it informs the direction and of where you go, and the emotional lines to all that stuff. So it's hard to look back and go, well, I wish I didn't do that, because the direction you're going in is based on that. You know what I mean? So you just sort of, you know, it just sort of becomes part of the process.
Well, everybody who's still alive on the show was at the premiere this Saturday.
Yes, yes.
And some who weren't.
Yes, right.
Everybody came back because
Yeah.
it's the final season. And we actually have, I was there as well, working the red carpet in the scorching heat.
Yes.
And as the body count gets bigger and bigger, it's best to talk to these guys on a red carpet as they looked back at the series and revved their engines for the final ride. Take a look at this little package from all of us at the red carpet premiere on Saturday. How are you? How are you?
I was going to say, I feel hot.
Oh my God, I'm melting right now.
Wool was a great choice tonight.
I know, my testicles are just in a huge
It
puddle.
does,
right?
are they? Are you excited not to have to wear leather in August?
My leather pants are the most comfortable pants I own.
I'm going to really miss all these guys.
You're currently still filming, so you're with everybody.
Well, not with everyone.
That is a good point.
I know I lived through the first episode.
You don't kill anybody, I guess.
I don't know yet. I'm a kindergarten teacher. As Kurt said, when you think of me, you think of a kindergarten teacher.
That's true, yeah. You're one of our favorites. Hope you make it to the end. I know, you can't say anything. You've killed a lot of people on the show.
Just a couple.
You've been kind of a prick.
I have, and I enjoy that.
Right, you are. You play a
Irish
really good
prick.
one. An Irish prick, yeah. Anytime anyone goes to your dock, it doesn't end well for them.
No.
If you had to take one thing with you at the end of this show, what would it be?
Besides Charlie.
Oh, yeah, good call.
I'm gonna steal my motorcycle.
My motorcycle. The table.
I would take Unser.
And his trailer. that he
And his
lives in.
trailer. Him in his trailer.
What's it like living in a trailer?
Oh, I love it. Not much to clean. Smoke a little weed and it stays right there.
You'll never have to pay for a meal again in a Harley-Davidson cafe.
Probably
Is that exciting
not.
for you? Theo and I are actually friends in real life.
We used to be waiters together.
One of the guys on the red carpet just came up there. He goes, "You still at Mirabelle?" You're wearing the same suit as Theo Rossi. Oh, Danny. I mean, just when I thought it couldn't get any better, it got better. Theo Rossi told me that you have the sweetest breath in Hollywood.
Damn straight. No, Katie, what are you laughing for? You know it's true.
What did you think when you first got the job?
I gotta work with these shitheads.
I'm so glad that Kurt wrote me in. I stalked him until he did.
Since the show's all about family, it's my dad's favorite show.
Father's coming tomorrow?
I don't know if he's going to ejaculate, but he is going to ride tomorrow.
You've directed a lot of Glee episodes as well. Can we expect a musical episode of Sons of Anarchy this season?
Yeah, we can absolutely expect a musical episode. I'm gonna bring Leah Michelle. She and Katie are gonna do a duet.
And then Hugh Jackman's going to show up as well.
Hugh Jackman will do a guest appearance. It's sensational.
great.
Episode 7. Don't miss it.
Are you ready to let this go? No?
Yeah, I mean, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
That was nice, right?
Yes.
Really sweet.
There it is.
Really great.
What do you guys think? That was an amazing night for you.
It was.
It was. I was at the last season, and
When
this
was that?
that was Saturday. I know for you, it's been crazy, but thousands of people lining the
I know,
streets.
it's
Hollywood
crazy.
Boulevard almost closed down.
Yeah.
When you sat down to, I mean, did you think it was going to be all this?
Oh.
No.
No.
I still don't think it's all this.
It is though. I mean, how do you
really
feel about
is.
that, Katie? How do you feel about those red carpet? Do you like that kind of stuff? Do you like all the pomp and circumstance that comes along
Hey,
with
do
it?
I like that kind of stuff?
Do you not like it? Because you handle it well. Both you guys looked great and were great on the red
I
carpet.
think we're used to it
Yeah,
now.
you get
You
used
know,
to it.
I think at first it was a little much.
I don't
Right.
really like people in general.
Yeah, he's
I hear you.
We have to leave early.
Yeah.
You go down in that little room that you do your.
Yeah. I was at the party for 7
You did
and a half-
well.
I did, yeah.
He kind of bolted to the top of the building. We got in, he went to the top aisle,
Yeah.
and he just sat up there until people finally found him.
Yeah.
And then we kind of.
I feel
It's
that.
a little
though. I mean, it's a
agoraphobic
lot.
like
Yeah, it's a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in, and
Yeah.
you're the guy.
Yeah, no,
So-
I'm incredibly grateful. I know how rare it is, and but I also feel like you have to distance yourself from it
Right.
because it's the experience is real, but what it represents isn't real.
Yeah.
So I just need some distance from that kind of stuff.
And
so.
I think that's what makes. I think people sense that,
Right.
and that's why all those people come out to things, and it's that human aspect of the show.
Plus, I want to say he's a pretty emotional guy, so I think
He
it.
doesn't like to show that.
No, I think
Yeah.
it just comes in.
Yeah.
I think it.
Right.
It's
Right.
a lot right now.
Sure.
I think, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm unbalanced. Is basically what you're saying.
Balance, he's emotional.
Right, yeah, I get it. Well, let's go to break. When we come back,
I'm not gonna say anything.
we'll be telling you about something very special that happened to Katie today, and it doesn't involve bronzing her anatomy. So stick around for that and more when
don't know
Anarchy
that.
Afterward continues. That's true. Yeah, maybe they did. Welcome back to Anarchy Afterward. Once again, we are with Kurt and Katie. Katie, this was actually a very big day for you. You got a star on the Walk of Fame today, Hollywood
did.
Boulevard Walk of Fame.
Yes.
Congratulations. That is a huge honor.
Yeah, it was pretty huge. It was great. It was a wonderful thing to have happen.
What was
In
that
fact,
like?
it's my day.
It's your day.
According
Today in
to
Hollywood is your day,
the
right?
The head of the commerce, yes.
Yeah,
it's
what does that
Katie
mean?
Seagal
When
Day.
you
You can do whatever the.
go out and just.
I guess I can't say that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
My joke was that hand jobs are half off.
Oh, is that right? That's not a bad deal. That's great. And so you chose to come here on your day. Go out and do something after this. Go to Bob's Big
I will.
Boy
I think
in
I have a couple
Burbank.
more hours of my
Yeah,
day
that's
left.
right. Yeah, you got
So
a few
we're
more
going to do
hours left,
something.
Yeah. And there it is. Oh, we have some footage of it. There it is. So
Oh.
you get to take that home? That's the thing? You get to
I
take
do.
home?
Him too. He comes home with
yeah.
us also.
Yeah, that's great.
It's part of your day.
Well, I mean, just quickly, how do you guys feel about this is it? Season, I mean, not it. You got a whole
Right,
season to go, and
right.
it'll be amazing. See, that episode we just watched was unbelievable. So just quickly, what do you think? How do you feel? Are you ready to let this all go?
It's like I said, it's all bittersweet, and the truth is, I'm like right in the thick of it right
You're
now,
in it,
so
I
it's
know.
hard to
Yeah.
judge and have perspective. I'm sure, give me a call in 3.5 years.
Where were
so-
you at episode-wise, like writing?
I'm almost done with episode 10, and by almost done, meaning I have 11 pages written.
Oh, good. That sounds good. Okay, and Katie, you're ready? You're ready to?
Yeah, I'm
free
this,
of Gemma?
We're sort of in it. Ask me in about 6 months how
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, right now,
I hear you.
free of Gemma. I'm not quite
got it.
there.
Well, let's,
I get a
let-
little weepy now and then.
We can wrap this show up. I'll tell you that right now. And
Okay.
We're going to do that. Watch how I wrap this up.
Okay, good.
Wrap it up.
So there you have it. Thanks to Kurt, Katie, and Charlie for talking to us. Look for our next show on September 30th on the web. We'll be at anarchyafterward.com or on FX Now. And if you missed any of tonight's SOA episode, you can stream that on FX Now. See you all on the other side. Ride or die. Katie, Kurt, thank you for being here. They made me say ride or die. They made me say that.